All right, family. We live with the general. Y'all already know what time it is, man. We got some fire. We ain't stopping. If you into the sacred sciences, you're in for one tonight. You in for one. So just buckle in. I know you ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing. You might as well go on and stay with the general. Get this knowledge. Cause I'm gonna blow your mind. You gonna wake up out you gonna be in your sleep dreaming about the comedic science. Okay, let me see how we look. Okay. Okay, we got hold on. Okay, okay. We're in the house, Black Power to all the family out there. How the stream looking to y'all? How the stream look, y'all? Let's get this on in here. Okay. Say it's choppy. Yeah, this internet is really acting up. It's lagging, okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna try to see if we can hopefully it'll clear up a little bit. But anyway, today we're gonna be talking about the four cradles of civilization: Egypt, Sumer, Sumeria, India, and of course the Olmecs. We're gonna most definitely hope, let's see if we can blow some minds with the, serious comparisons and showing, who in actuality is the mother of all civilization on the planet. Now, when it comes, as a matter of fact, let me go on because I'm working to build these lectures up anyway at the same time, because I'm just working. I'm just opening them up in a while. You feel me? And so all of them need to be rebuilt. Hold on. Okay. Where? Okay. Here we go. Let me get up in here so we can work. Nah. When it comes to we haven't touched on India, and so most definitely we want to do that. We want to do that, and we can show and prove that. Let's go down here. When we talk about Amenemhat, the great lion, one of the great lions of Kemet, and you see here, I'm gonna drop Amenemhat. I believe this is Amenemhat the third, and you drop him in, and you see his Sphinx, his Hormaki, and he's very, he's a powerful king. He's no nonsense. He's no nonsense, and you can look in his eye. But when you go to India, you see, you can see that they had the same concept over there. Now you got to understand that the lion is really indigenous to Africa. It was the African kings that took, the lion into India. Okay, took the lion into India when they were doing military advances and things, and it's hard for us to understand that that's what happened. They took military advances into these areas, and they brought many of the attack lions with them. Now, if you see right here, if you go to Naga in Sudan, you will see uh on the walls it'll clear up. It got so many megapixels. I don't even know why I use this. Yeah, that one's so big. Let me see if this one might be better. Yeah, you can see the trained lions, and you see the Pharaoh carrying the lions, and you can see a hand too. You can see that hand. Let me see if this cleared up. It didn't clear up. Let me take that out of there. The megapixels on that's too big. Let me see if this one is. Megapixels on that too big. Take it too long to clear up. Take it too long to clear up. I don't like that. I'm gonna have to break that down. But right there, you see the lion being carried in the battle, with the Pharaoh. And so when they went on these military excursions, they took lions with them. They took the elephant with them. You see, here's another one showing the Sphinx in India, the Sphinx and I got to do better than that. It got to get clearer than that. But anyway, looking at, you got to have quality up there. So when it hit. But you can see the Olmecs, the Lion King in India. This was taken into India. Matter of fact, let me drop that one in. Yeah, this was taken into India with the African kings, and look at this one right here. This is very powerful, where you see that we are the Lion Kings, true indeed. You know, what's that brother? Damn, what's that brother name? Gil Scott Heron. Yeah, Gil Scott Heron. You see, and you see the only the black man possesses the true lion's mane. You see, it possesses the true lion, man. So you see right there, this is a zoo type of black people, but this is that one particularly coming out of India. So you can see how this was venerated. The lion was venerated all throughout the Kushite realm. And not only the lion, but also the cow. Okay, the cow. Let me show you here. Highly venerated with the Kushites. The Apis bull too. You see the Apis bull. So in India, you got the divine cow, but also in Egypt, the Apis. You see Nut or Heteru, the queen of heaven. The golden calf, right? The golden calf, 90, and the Apis bull. You see that, along with the pyramid. Along with the pyramid, as we can see, even there, you got the pyramids too. You got the pyramids too over there in the Kushite lands. And so this is not, in order for all of these similarities all the way around, ain't no way you're going to have all these similarities like that. You ain't gonna have all these similarities like that. You got the Naga, and you got the Naga, which is clearly people. And when I came, people thought that hey, we was already the Naga before India. The Pharaoh was already the Naga. That's the Nemesis crown anyway. When you see the Nemesis crown, that is the what they call the spread. When the cobra spreads his wings, when he raised up. So that is the when you look at the Nemesis crown, that is the spread wings of the king cobra, you know. And so matter of fact, let me drop that in just to show you. We don't hold it up. We got so many similarities, it's crazy. When do you just realize that this ain't no coincidence? Then you got the Holy Mother and Child. You got the Viki and Krishna, I said and Heru. Okay. You got Deviki and Krishna. You got Aset and Heru. And so the Holy Mother and Child is also venerated highly in all the Kushite lands. Highly venerated in all the Kushite lands. Now, if you read from Diodorus Siculus, and it's there, if you read from Diodorus Siculus, and he was a Roman, I believe he was a philosopher. Was he a philosopher? He was a historian. Okay, Diodorus Siculus was a Greek historian who flourished in the 1st century BC. And what did he say? He says, talking about Osiris being come to the borders of Ethiopia, raised high banks on either side of the river, lest in the time of his inundation it should overflow the country more than was convenient. It made it marshy and boggy, and made flood gates to let in the water by degrees as far as was necessary. Thence he passed through Arabia, boarding upon the Red Sea as far as to India and the utmost coast that were inhabited. He built likewise many cities in India. You hear that? He built likewise many cities in India, one of which he called Niza, willing to have a remembrance of that in Egypt where he was brought up. At this Niza in India, he planted ivy, which grows and remains here only of all other places in India or the parts adjacent. He left likewise many other marks of his being in those parts by which the latter inhabitants are induced to believe and do affirm that this God was born in India. Now, so that's what it is. So it says right there that Osiris came from Africa and built up many cities in India. He brought civilization. Let's just deal with that. He brought civilization. So when you see all of these what seem to be similarity, it ain't no similarity. Why would it be that when you got documentation already saying that Osiris had come to India and established India? Okay, so we got to deal with this. There's some truth in a lot of that. Okay, matter of fact, let me come on down. Wait a minute. So we lining it up. Now we lining it up. Now I dropped that a long time ago, and this was about the little Twa peoples over there that they call the Bow people, man. And them white people gave it up. They gave it up. They told about how old India was, or how old the African was in India. So let's see if this backs up exactly what Diodorus Siculus said. Now this is coming. Did I get all of it? Did I get all of it? Yeah, it looked like I got all of it. Talking about the last speaker of an ancient language in India's Andaman Islands has died at the age of about 85, a leading linguist has told the BBC. The death of the woman, Boa Sr., has highly significance because of one of the world's oldest languages, Bo, had come to an end. Professor Vida Abbey said. And Vida Abbey said, she said that India had lost an irreplaceable part of its heritage. Listen to this. Languages in the Adamites are thought to originate from Africa. Some may be up to 70,000 years old. The islands are called an anthropologist's dream and are one of the most linguistically diverse areas of the world. That's crazy. And I just seen that even over there in Papua New Guinea. They got so many damn languages on that island is ridiculous. It is generally believed that all Adamese languages might be the last representatives of those languages which go back to pre-Neolithic times. So when you're looking at these people, these the little twa. These the little twa right here. But wait a minute, hold up. Hold up. Hold up. And didn't I just show you all this in the old Mecca? Didn't I show you all the twa in the old Mecca? Yeah, that's it. Here they go right here. Let me drop them in here for y'all. Ain't these the little twa right there in the old Mecca? Huh? Ain't that them? Yeah, that's them. But they Africa, but you got them in Asia and you got them in Africa. You see, but the little short twa right there, there it is right there. So I mean, African people the only one that got a little twa. You got them in the Congo and you got them in the Congo and you got them in over near the Great Lakes region. They're in various areas you know, of Africa. But how did, and when you look at the little twat, and then you think about Bess, and you think about Bess, and Patah, and then ask yourself, how did Bess, with his tongue sticking out, end up in the damn, the Olmec calendar? They try to say Mayan, but it ain't Mayan, it's Olmec. That's been exposed. They've been saying this stone tablet with it got a calendar on it, but they keep saying, Mayan, but it's not Olmec. It's not Mayan, because if you turn it around on the back, you'll see the Olmec hieroglyphs on it. And so you got that right there sitting in the middle of the damn with his tongue sticking out. And the crazy thing about it, you see him all over the world. You see them all over the world. Now this is him. This is the here it is right here in Greece. What they call the Gorgon. That's best. And you see these almond shaped eyes, man. It's almost a giveaway. You see, it's almost a giveaway. I'll show you the one where Best got the almond shaped eyes. And what's crazy, when I was watching, I was looking at this one over there, and it's in the Americas, but it's further down, and I knew it was Best because I seen the eyes on that damn thing, and I said, oh, okay. You could see it was a little short, like, it wasn't a midget, but it was a twa. Man, where is that at? And when I saw it, I say, oh yeah, that's Bass. And I've been meant to kind of put it over here with the rest of the visuals. Let me see if it's with this one. Let me see. Okay, let me see. I don't think this it right here. I don't think this the one. It must be this other. It must be this other one. Hold on. Okay. It ain't this one. It must be this. Must be. And when you see it, you're going to see what I'm saying. You're going to be like, it's certain shit. My eyes have been trained for this shit for a long time. And so when I see things, I know what it is. I know exactly. Let me see if I can find it. I might can't find it right now. It might be too many damn lectures, but I'm trying to find it. But I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it this time. I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it this time because it's just too much. It's just too much. Too many lectures. And so, yeah, I ain't gonna be able to find it this time, but I'm gonna make sure that I do. When I do, I'm gonna line it up. You feel me? So you can see that, this God is all over the world. Ain't no way that's gonna happen by coincidence. It ain't gonna happen by coincidence. This is a global culture, a global network. Okay. Now let me touch base again down here. Now let me see if I got this. This would be crazy if I could show y'all this one. Now, for anybody out there, so because I said that the lion is an indigenous African animal. That's why when you look at uh, you know, the mane and everything, he's camouflaged to the savannah of Africa. You could tell that. And when you look at the African lion versus the Asian lion, some of them got a mane, but that right there, you can see right there that he don't want no problems with that African lion. I can tell you that. That's a fact. He don't want no problems with that. And matter of fact, let me drop these in. So, oh wait a minute, hold on. Let me drop these in. I don't know why they. Okay, hold on. Drop these in so you can see where the Nubians was training. You can see them. They was carrying them lions in the battle. They was carrying and the elephant, carrying both of them in the battle. So that's how them lions and got into Asia. And when you not only the lion but also the elephant, if you compare African elephant with a motherfucker, it just ain't gonna it's not gonna be pretty. That motherfucker that African male, that alpha, you don't want no problems with that at all. You don't want no problems with that. He'll kill him, And I done seen many, animal shows that give it up, give it up, and they'll say it without hesitation. Now look at this right here. You talking about bass? Look at this. Now you can see in New Zealand, and then how did that get over there? People think they just and not only New Zealand and the so-called, but then you see where they got it from. Look, the Papua New Guinea, the black ones, and so imagine that. What's really going on out here, man? What's really going on? And look, check this out. I'm just dropping. I got so much shit is ridiculous. I ain't gonna even desert and all these niggas over here talking the same shit. If you go to what they call it, the totem pole, and you can see Bess in the totem pole. That's Bess in the damn totem pole, man. And niggas sitting up here talking crazy. This is Bess. I want to show you this. Uh-oh. I'm dropping so much shit it popped out. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on there. I had so many lectures up there. That motherfucker, it shut down. It said, niggas, you you got too many lectures. You got too many lectures up, man. Hold on, it'll come back up. I be shutting it down. It said you got too many lectures up, said. Okay, let me see. I was rolling. Sometimes you can have too much shit up. I be like, I be wondering, I'm like, man, hold on, family, it's coming back up. It's coming back up, y'all. Hold on. I should have only had like two. I had about five damn lectures up, and every last one of them got about two, 2 gigs. Okay, it's coming up. It's coming up. Okay, just reopen it, man. God damn, don't ask me no question. Just reopen the motherfucker. I got to start cleaning shit off this damn computer. Okay, it wanna act a ass right now. It wanna act a ass on me right now. Okay, it popped up. It popped up. But ain't now one of them the one I want. Where's my damn lectures, man? Come on. The hell? Okay. We back up. Let me shut some of this other shit down I don't need. I don't want, hopefully that'll stop it from shutting down on me this time. Let me shut these down. I don't need these. Got too many of them up. Got too many of them up. Okay, I'll leave these three up. Okay. Now let me tap back in, and I'm gonna do a couple, and then I'm gonna shut down, and I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back. Okay, there we go. Come on in. Okay, we back up. It's tripping, boy. I'm gonna have to shut it down for a minute. You know what? I'm gonna just shut down, and I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna just shut down, and I'm gonna come back because I need to reboot this computer. It's just acting crazy. I'll see y'all back here in a minute.